Hey third graders, it's Mrs. Nair. Welcome back to some math. Woohoo! So glad that we could be here right now. You're in my kitchen, well, like my dining room area. So before we left on our crazy journey that we're on right now, we were talking about perimeter. So today, my dears, is just a quick review about perimeter, and I wanted to remind you that perimeter is the measurement of the distance all the way around an object or a figure or a shape. We can use any of those words when we're talking about perimeter. The most important thing that you need to do for me is remember to add all of the sides together. So a lot of times you're going to be seeing rectangles or squares. Sometimes you might see a pentagon, a hexagon. Make sure that all of the sides of that shape are added together to equal the perimeter. So I'm going to zoom in on one of my first shapes right here. Just to review, if I showed you a rectangle that looks like this, and this side was labeled 4, it would be because we count the spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. This side over here would be a 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we also talked about how the opposite sides of rectangles are the same. So if this side is labeled 4, then this side has to be labeled 4. If this side is labeled 3, then so does this side. Down underneath that, you can see my number sentence is 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 because I had to add all of the sides together to equal 14. Over here, I made another rectangle, which is the same measurement. It just doesn't have those squares inside. And that's because I really need you to remember that perimeter is all of the sides added together. So sometimes they're really sneaky and they might just put the length and the width as a 3 and a 4. And do not let that fool you, my friends. You know that the perimeter of that rectangle is not 7. I know you can probably figure out how they got 7 because really they only added the 2 sides together. But since it's a rectangle, we have to add all 4 sides together. So even though this side is not labeled and this side is not labeled, we know that if this side is a 4, then what's the length of this side, my friends? You're right, it's 4. And if this side is a 3, then what is this side? Yeah, you're right, it's a 3. So even though they're like hidden and they didn't label them, they still count for something and it's still there. So don't let that trick you. So today, my dears, what you have to do is after you watch my video, you get to go back into Dojo and you're going to do a Google form for me. And it's going to be a few questions. It's going to be real quick. You're going to see some shapes. You're going to type in your answer, which would be the perimeter of that shape. And you're going to submit it. And then I get to see it. And then I get to message you back. So have a good time. Good to see you, even though I can't see you. I can pretend that you're there. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.